Does the emergence of Narendra Modi at a national level make the Congress party insecure? Why else would Manish Tiwari be among the several Congress leaders who immediately respond to every time Narendra Modi makes a national headline? Mr. Tiwari, why is Narendra Modi provoking you so much that you have to respond every time he's on the headline on the front page of a newspaper or the first headline on a channel?
Well, Arnab, on the contrary, we did not make any comment at all. In fact, if you notice, all over yesterday, when Mr. Rajnath Singh decided to declare his office bearers, there has been an absence of any comment from the Congress for the simple reason we believe that this is something intrinsic and internal to their organizational setup. This has nothing really to do with us.
But you did comment this morning. You said you very much commented on it. Immediately a day after the event, you said the BJP is a Hindi heartland party.
I was only making a generic observation with regard to the fact that if you look at the pan-Indian political scenario, the adversaries which the Congress face are varied, starting from Jammu and Kashmir and going right down to Kerala. While in the context of the Bharatiya Janata Party, fortunately or unfortunately, given their geographic spread, the only real contender which they face is the Congress. So therefore, it was in that perspective the comment was made.
But it can be equally argued that the flip side of your making the comment is the Congress accepting defeat in this area that you describe as the Hindi heartland, which Mr. Manish Tiwari is about 200 plus seats. 200 plus seats in the Lok Sabha.
Well,
would the Congress have given up the fight to the BJP in these seats by reverse logic?
Well, if you go over each of the Hindi heartland states one by one, you would find that the Congress in 2004 and 2009, had bettered the performance of their adversaries, including the state of Uttar Pradesh, where we had won at the last count, over a score members of parliament.
My question is, Mr. Tiwari, the Hindi heartland gives away more than what you describe as 200 plus seats. I can argue that it is your weakness in what the area you describe as the Hindi heartland, which is keeping the Congress party from playing a preeminent role or maybe coming to power on its own. And hence, if you want to decimate the BJP to merely being a Hindi heartland party, you can be accused of underestimating the impact that a Hindi heartland party might have in the Lok Sabha elections.
Well, I don't think anybody underestimates or detracts from the arithmetic logic which is there. But if you were to see that tic-tac in its entirety, the point that I was trying to belabor and get across is that the Congress party fights any elections on the basis of its policies and programs and its track record. In 2004, if you recall, there was an incumbent Prime Minister in Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The Congress fought an election. After that, we constructed the UPA, ran a successful coalition for 5 years. After that, the BJP decided to put up Mr. L.K. Advani. The Congress party not only increased its score, but again ran a very successful coalition. So therefore, if you look at the entirety of the electoral arithmetic, the Congress party over the decades, has always bettered its rivals. I was only trying to stress and underscore, which I began by submitting at the beginning of the program, that our adversaries are varied, and the challenges that we face.
My question is Modi, Mr. Tiwari.
Or it is Kerala,
my question is
Modi. Or it's Jammu and Kashmir.
My question is Modi.
BJP.
My question is Modi. And my question specifically to you is that by putting the focus on the BJP, it seems to be very much in line with the Congress party's nervousness in referring to Mr. Modi, because you are worried that if you allow Narendra Modi to set the agenda in terms of the political debate, then it might be putting you in a sort of a tight position. And if Narendra Modi were to tomorrow discuss development, one minute, if Narendra Modi were to continue to play the development card at the national level as well, then he would be setting the terms of the debate for you. You agree with what I'm saying? Now, either there is a...
Well, I think over...
Yes.
Well, I think over the past 9 years, it is the Congress party which has really set the developmental agenda, which stands on two constructs. And the first construct is that we've possibly put in place the most ambitious rights-based entitlement program that this country has seen over the past 64 years or over the past 6 decades.
Well,
and the second strand of that construct is that if you look at the 11th plan period between 2007 and 2012,
but
which straddles both UPA 1 and UPA 2, we've delivered 8.2%
no,
growth.
But
so
what if Narendra Modi
argued that the party and the coalition which has set the agenda is the UPA
do you agree?
The BJP/NDA.
Do you agree that with Narendra Modi entering the BJP parliamentary board yesterday, that he has emerged as the new force at the national level, and that whether the Congress wants to or not, it will have to plan its political strategy around the emergence of Narendra Modi?
Well, first of all, your question is based on the assumption that the Bharatiya Janata Party has come to certain conclusions.
Which conclusions?
To the best of my understanding and my limited knowledge of politics, I don't think that the BJP has come to any such understanding. And number two, we are still a year from the elections. The UPA is focused on economic consolidation, on delivering on that part of its agenda which remains unfinished. Insofar as the Chief Minister of Gujarat is concerned, he has the remit of delivering to the expectations of the people of Gujarat. So therefore, these are two opposite ends of the pole.
Mr. Tiwari,
so therefore, I don't think there is any complementarity.
No, Mr. Tiwari, is the Congress party trying to deny the undeniable, escape from the inescapable?
Well, I don't.
By saying that. The fact is, Mr. Tiwari, let's be a realist. You are a politician, and you're a practical politician. And you know, Mr. Tiwari, that what I'm asking you is a very straightforward question. I find that the otherwise very direct, often flamboyant Manish Tiwari, who is not short of words, is somehow trying to avoid my questions on Narendra Modi. And I worry there, Mr. Tiwari, that may be part of your strategy. The general feeling is it's part of the Congress party strategy to avoid a comment on Modi personally because it may... Yes.
Well, I don't think it's a part of any political strategy, Arnab, to really talk about situations which are non-existent. As I earlier pointed out, when the BJP had a sitting Prime Minister in Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, we decided to take him on.
Yes.
After that, when they anointed Mr. L.K. Advani, we fought the 2009 elections, against the BJP and our other adversaries. If the BJP decides to put somebody up or the CPM decides to put anybody up, that is entirely their choice. We go to the people based upon our policies, programs, and our track record. And ultimately, we leave it to the people to judge. So therefore, it is not about individuals, it is not about personalities, It is about policies, programs, development, and what we've delivered over the past 9 years.
No, but will you have to, now final question, Mr. Tiwari. The fact is, you may not admit it, but the BJP has done a restructuring and pushed Mr. Modi forward. Now, everybody is asking, what about Rahul Gandhi? Rahul Gandhi is now the vice president of your party. And there is a silence from Rahul Gandhi on critical political matters. For example, when the greatest coalition partner, the DMK, walks out of the UPA, he is not speaking. Despite him saying, Mr. Manish Tiwari, that he wants to concentrate on positive politics to take the nation forward, why is Rahul Gandhi maintaining more than an arm's length from publicly stating his political views? Why?
Well, I think different people and different individuals have different methodologies of articulating their position. Some of them, like me, do it with my dear friend Mr. Arnab Goswami, while others, like Mr. Rahul Gandhi, may decide to do it through their work. And if I'm informed correctly, Mr. Gandhi is scheduled to speak on Thursday at the CII summit. So therefore, you would hear a range of views on different issues which he would like to articulate.
Those would be economic issues. Those would be economic issues before a CII audience. The question is, The question is, Mr. Tiwari, can you tell me one
would you allow
Congress
me
leader?
To complete?
No,
would
one
you,
question.
Would you allow me to complete, and then we'll come to the next question.
Will you allow me to interject you once?
The limited point I was trying to make is that there are certain people who believe that their actions speak louder than words, and in the case of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, after having successfully delivered on the restructuring of the mass organizations, he is now focused on the Congress party, and you would see the result of that. It would become evident in the months and days ahead.
No, my question is, this is the last rebut to you, Mr. Tiwari. Can you name one Congress leader who has led the party at this level in the past history of the Congress post-independence who has kept a silence on hard political issues?
Well, I do not agree with the definition of silence, Arnab, which you have articulated, because if you really look at it, both on record and off the record, Mr. Gandhi's had very freewheeling, candid, and honest discussions with a whole range of people, including eminent editors like yourself. So therefore, to say that Mr. Gandhi has been silent on critical issues,
political issues,
I think is possibly not a statement of fact.
Political issues, well, I said.
As a politician over the past 9 years, he's obviously been speaking on political issues, and politics encompasses society, economics, development, international affairs, and on each of them at different fora, including taking questions and answers at the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Contemporary Studies, engaging in a futuristic sense, with people who are at the cutting edge of technology. He's done all of that.
Well, many people will say he has done a bit, but someone who is being pitched as, in your own words, the natural leader of the Congress party should pitch himself much more aggressively, but then we can agree to disagree on that for the moment. Manish Tiwari, I thank you for chatting with me on whether or not the BJP changes will force the Congress party to pitch Rahul more aggressively as well. Manish Tiwari, thanks very much. Thank you.